Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into a pretty revolutionary idea when it comes to making change happen. What if the key to getting better wasn't about fixing what's broken, but about finding what's already amazing and doing more of it? Let's explore a framework that totally flips the script.
Okay, let's kick things off with a feeling I bet you know all too well. Why is it that so much of our time at work, maybe even in life, is spent hunting for what's wrong? We're always diagnosing failures, pointing out what's missing, and honestly, it's just exhausting. And a lot of the time, it doesn't even lead to any real lasting change. So, what if that entire approach is the actual problem? All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to rethink our whole obsession with what's wrong. Then we'll get into the positive revolution behind this new idea, break down its core 4D cycle, see why it's so powerful, and finally, figure out how you can start using this mindset yourself. Let's dive in. So, the very first thing we have to do is make a fundamental mindset shift. You know, for decades, we've been taught to manage things by treating them like broken machines that need fixing. But what if we started seeing them as, say, living gardens? And instead of hunting for weeds, we focused on finding the seeds of potential that are already there, just waiting to grow.
This slide just captures that shift perfectly. On the left, you've got the standard playbook, right? Treat the organization like a broken machine. Ask what's the problem, focus on what's missing, find the root cause of failure, and fix the part. But on the right, well, that's a totally different game. It asks what gives this system life. It focuses on strengths, on the root causes of success, and sees the organization as this living mystery to be embraced, not just a problem to be solved.
So, this big shift from problem-solving to potential-seeking isn't just some nice, fluffy idea. It's actually a formal methodology. This is the positive revolution in action, and it's called Appreciative Inquiry. This whole framework was pioneered by researchers David Cooperrider and Diane Whitney. They looked at the world of organizational change and saw a landscape just obsessed with negativity and criticism. They just knew there had to be a better way, a tool that could build on an organization's positive core instead of always trying to tear it down. So what is Appreciative Inquiry, or AI for short? Well, think of it like a collaborative search for the absolute best in people and their organizations. It actively ignores the question, what's wrong here? And instead, it systematically asks, what's working here and how can we get more of that? It's all about discovering what gives a system life when it's firing on all cylinders.
Okay, this all sounds awesome in theory, right? But how does it actually work in the real world? See, appreciative inquiry isn't just about thinking positively. It's a really disciplined process, and the engine that drives it is something called the 4D cycle.
This cycle is basically the practical roadmap. It all starts with discovery, finding and appreciating those peak moments of excellence that already exist. Next up is the dream phase, where you get to envision a future where those peak moments are just the norm. From there, you get to the design phase. This is where you build a concrete plan, creating what the founders call possibility propositions, bold statements that describe your ideal future as if it's already happening. And finally, destiny. This is where you implement that design and make sure this positive approach gets baked into the culture for good.
This all sounds great, but why is it so much more effective than the old way? What gives this positive approach its power?
Well, the secret weapon here is human energy. I mean, think about it. Focusing on problems is a total energy drain. It puts people on the defensive. Appreciative inquiry does the exact opposite. By celebrating what's already working, it generates excitement and its incredible positive momentum. People feel safe to contribute because the whole conversation isn't about blame, it's about building on success. And that creates an environment where real, lasting transformation can actually take root. You know, this quote from the founders really just nails it. This isn't just another management fad with a bunch of buzzwords. It's a deeply human process. It works because it moves beyond cold, boring spreadsheets and engages people where it truly counts: their values, their dreams, their hearts, minds, and souls.
Okay, so let's bring all this home. How can you start using this powerful idea, like right now, in your own work or even your own life?
So I want to leave you with a challenge. Pick one area, a team, a project, maybe even a personal goal. And for just 1 week, make it a rule. You're not allowed to ask what's the problem. Instead, ask only this: what is working perfectly right now and how can we do more of it? You might just be amazed to find that the future you're trying so hard to build, well, it's already here, just waiting to be discovered.